Yo, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Grace and peace be into the 12 tribes of Israel. Glad to see y'all this afternoon. And hopefully everybody's doing okay. I see Hector Hello said hi. Not sure who Hector Hello is, but grace and peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. Kitty Mitty, don't know who that is, but grace and peace be with you. Hey, peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. Glad to see you in the building. Lawa, see you in the building. Grace and peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. Yalacia, see you in the building as well. Katrina, how you doing? How you doing? Good afternoon. Yalia, see you in the building as well. Hey, grace and peace be with you. And yeah, what am I? I think I already think if not, Sarah Shalom, if I already said it, I'll shoot. I jumped around the guy and scrolled backwards. But anyways, hey, hopefully y'all doing okay. Like I said, we going into Matthew chapter 14 today. We continuing on our series on the Gospels. So, like I said, hopefully everybody got your notes, your pen ready in case you got any questions, comments. Even if you don't got questions, just make sure you are following along so you are understanding the word of God that is being brought forward to you, brought forth to you. I'm sorry, not forward. So, anyways, let's get ready to go to it. Let's go to Matthew chapter 26, verse 6, and we'll get into the lesson. Matthew chapter 26, verse 6. Now, when Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came to him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples that saw it, they had indignation, saying, "To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor." When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, "Why trouble ye the woman? She hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, in the whole world, there shall also this woman have done be told from a memorial of her." So whenever we bring out this true gospel, the message is given to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the globe. The words of God that are given to the people that we call black, the ones that we know are the slave descendants, those that are suffering the curse of Deuteronomy 28. Whenever we bring out this message, the one that's telling them that they are the true descendants of Jacob, the ones that the word of God was given to, whenever we give this message to those people and telling them to keep the law, statutes, commandments to the day they die, so we can remove the curses that have been put on us, those punishments that we have received righteously because we went against the word of the Most High. Then we always going to remember the woman that put the ointment on the body of our Messiah, the black Messiah, Jesus, the Christ. All right, let's dive on into it. Let's get to Psalm chapter 22, and I'm going to get to verse 16. All right, I'm going to Psalm chapter 22, verse 16. Because we're going to get into, matter of fact, we'll start at verse 1. We're going to kind of get into the coming of the Messiah so people can see what he was here for, what happened, and all those things. Oh, by the way, I see Sarah said I skipped. All right, my bad. See, hey, yeah, players mess up too. Players mess up. Hey, yeah, it happens. I think I actually see exactly what happened. I think I seen the Hector hello, then I seen Kitty, Mitty, whatever. So anyway, yeah, so I was like, yeah, I see two new names I hadn't seen before, so I thought that just jumped out at me. So anyway, so hey, I'm back. I got you. So hey, you got two mentions. So you here. Don't worry, you still on top. You still, you know what I'm saying? You still special. Don't worry about it. Special as long as you're obedient. You ain't obedient, then your speciality, y'all made that word up, goes away. So anyways, let's go to Psalm chapter 22, verse 1. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my roaring? So this was spoken out to the Most High. He said, hey, why have you left me? Why have you, just basically seemingly cast me off to the side, made it seem like you don't care about me? All right, I'm going to jump down to verse 16. For dogs have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. So now this person is crying out to the Lord. This is someone that's speaking out on his affliction, his suffering, what's going on. He is surrounded by heathen dogs, those people that are not of our race, beasts of the field. He said he's surrounded by them. And then he says they pierced his hands and his feet. So everybody that's in here, whose hands and feet were pierced? Let me see. Put in the chat. Let's see who knows. Cue the Jeopardy music. Somebody's hands and feet were pierced, and he said, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? You left me out here. What's going on? Why am I suffering this way? All right. When you jump down, verse 17. I may tell all my bones, and they look and stare upon me. So he says, I tell all my bones, meaning all my bones are showing. I've been beaten so badly, people can see my bones. All right, there we go. All right, Yalia and Yalea, Yalasia, and Sarah. Hey.
Exactamundo, dude.
All praise to the Most High. Yes, that's Jesus the Christ. That's the Messiah. That's the one who had his hands and his feet pierced. So he was saying, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Now, this is in the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms took place before the book of Matthew, before the book of Luke, John, before the book of Mark. So those gospels spoke of what, those actually, my fault, they chronicled actually the history that took place at that time. Well, the book of Psalms is before this history took place. So this is what you call prophecy. This is what you call something that's speaking on a future event that's going to take place. And of course, we know the Bible is true because God knows, he sees all. He sees from the beginning until the end. So from the position he has, he understands what's going to take place. He knows what people are going to do. This is telling of the coming of Jesus Christ, who is going to come, suffer, and die for his people, so his people have the opportunity of redemption. And that's why we always to give glory to the Lord, give glory to the Most High God of Israel, because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have that chance. So he was like, hey, they see it, all these dogs, these heathen, all of them surrounding me, and they pierce my hands and my feet. They are doing me dirty. And at this moment that they're doing me like this, I feel like God has forsaken me. I feel like God forsook me. And we know the Most High God of Israel never leaves us. Verse 18, they part my garments among them and cast lots upon my vesture. So they sold his clothing as well. So all these things took place, and you'll read that, or you go through the book of Matthew. Well, you really just go through the scriptures. You're going to see it. It's going to tell you all these things that happen, which we're going to get to it in the book, in the Gospels either way. So y'all going to get to hear this again. I actually may use that scripture to go into the lesson I'm going to go into that day, well, into that book. So let's go to Matthew chapter 14, verse 1. All right, Matthew chapter 14, verse 1. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Jesus and said unto his servants, this is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead. Therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. And when Herod had laid hold upon John and bound him and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife, for John said unto him, it is not lawful for thee to have her. So he's not saying, he's saying John the Baptist raised from the dead. Now he's going to talk about, what happened to John the Baptist, because John the Baptist had told Herodias, which is Herod's brother, he said, hey, you can't be with your brother's wife. That's what he said happened. So he told his brother, he said he can't be with his brother's wife. And of course, for saying that, guess what happened? He got thrown in jail. All right, verse 5. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude because they counted him as a prophet. So he didn't want to just straight put him to death, right? Herodias didn't want to do it. So he just put him in jail and just left him there. Verse 6. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. So now we see Herod's niece is up there dancing for him. Yeah. Now I hear that, and I just hear something like that. I'm like,
I should blow your ass off this push, that stupid shit.
That's all I can think. I mean, immediately I'm like, what are you talking about? So your niece is dancing for you, pleasing you. So you getting excited, whatever. Let's continue on. Anyways, so she's dancing for him. He's all happy. And so he appreciated her dancing for him at his birthday party. Verse 7. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she asked. Hey, whatever. Hey, he said, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? He's Tony Tone. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want. Now he's singing this to his niece. Here you go. Get whatever you want to take. Verse 8. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, give me here John Baptist's head and a charger. A charger's a plate. So now the daughter went to the mother and said, hey, give me the head. The man that said that I can't, the man that said that your father can't be with me, go get his head. All right. Verse 9. And the king was sorry, nevertheless, for the oath's sake. And them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. So he didn't want to be embarrassed also in front of his friends, because he just now basically said, hey, I'll get you whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, whatever you want, yeah, you know I can provide. So now he providing, right? He's trying to provide for whatever. He providing John the Baptist's head. So he's also trying to front in front of all his dudes, like, yeah, I can get you whatever. I can do whatever, because that's my word. Well, it looks bad if he don't get whatever, because he done now put it out there that he gonna get his niece, who just now excited him sexually. He gonna get her the head of the man that actually stood for the laws of the Most High God. Now remember, these are Edomites claiming to be, yeah, we support the Israelites. Yeah, we want to follow the laws. That's all for all these all of my brothers and sisters out here to be. They be trying to bring in heathens. They be trying to say, yeah, they worship our God. They serve the Lord. They are down with Yeshua. They saying all this garbage. I love the Most High Yah. They like to bring in they oppressors. They like to bring in the rest of the beasts of the field that have been preying on us for hundreds of years, thousands of years. They've been having us in subjection, leaving us in subjection, not trying to help us, not telling us who we are, not telling us to repent, keep the laws. They want to bring those same heathens in that are enemies and trying to let them do things right. Well, guess what? We had these enemies that were governors of us at this time that claimed to follow our God to keep our laws. And John the Baptist is like, oh yeah, in our laws, according to the culture of the Hebrews, our commandments, our instructions, we can't be married to, our brother's wife. You can't have your brother's wife. That's his wife. What are you doing? That's nasty, So guess what? Saying that got him through in jail. After he got through in jail, now this same nasty, twisted, Hills Have Eyes ass family. Who's the other? What's that other movie with the people that was Wrong Turn? The Wrong Turn family, all twisted and sick and jacked up. They done came up in here, and now what are they doing? Now they dance to each other, doing just nasty dances. It's just weird. And now after that, he says, I'm going to give you what you want for that. Well, now this same person, this same man who was righteous and stood for the laws of God is now about to be put to death for telling a heathen who we know never kept our commandments is going to get him killed. Now his life is over because of this. So it's about to be over. Verse 10, I'm sorry. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison, and his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. And again, who wants to hold a human head and be like, oh, look, I got the head, and going to take it to the mama? Who delivers a present like that to their parent? And what parent is happy to get that present? Verse 12. And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it and went and told Jesus. And they also had to deliver this headless man to him. It's probably, I wonder if it's where they get the little headless horseman story from. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. Because they had to bury a headless man in the ground, to still give honor to his body. They had to bury him. Because guess who has the head? The wife. Let's read on verse 13. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. By the way, my fault. Hey, if you understand what I'm saying, put a 5 in the chat. Matter of fact, if the sound is good and you understand what I'm saying, put a 5 in the chat. I'll make sure y'all following along. And if you're not understanding, then you put a 2 in the chat. And if you're understanding and keeping up and you ain't taking notes, but you just sitting there, not taking notes and not interacting in the class, get your spirit right. Interact or take notes. Do one of the two. Don't just be sitting there, not even part of the class. That's goofy. But let's read on. Matthew chapter 14, verse 14. Verse 13. And when Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. So now, guess what? He done left. Verse 14. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude and was moved with compassion toward them. And he healed their sick. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, this is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals. So he's like, all these people was following him around. He was teaching. He was healing people, all of these things. And remember, this same Jesus felt bad for him. That's why I see that compassion on him. He understood what was going on with him. He understood the journey they took. They said they was in a desert. So they was kind of pretty much out in the wilderness, out in the middle of nowhere. All right. But then the disciples like, all right, look, these people you feel bad for, look, go tell them go on into the city so they can get some food. Send them in there to go to Walmart, go to KFC, McDonald's, somewhere. Go get them some food or get them some supplies from the store. They need to go away. Verse 16. But Jesus said unto them, they need not depart. Give ye them to eat. So he's like, don't let them leave. They hungry. Give them some food. All right. Verse 17. And he said, bring them hither to me. Verse 17. And they say unto him, we have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He says, all we got is 2 fish and 5 loaves. 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. We can't do nothing with that. They probably was like, shoot, let's think about this. I want to take this back. Because remember, the disciples are all traveling together. His main crew. You got the people, the multitudes that's listening to the teachings. And then you got the people that follow him that actually support his mission. That's with his congregation. You know what I'm saying? That's with his mission, with his assembly. Now, them 5 loaves and 2 fish, let's put this in real time because people don't think about this. They just read words. They don't really think about it in real life. All right, let's say y'all all rolling with him. If Jesus said, if they told Jesus, all we got is 5 loaves and 2 fish, who do you think those loaves and fish were for? Because that's all they got. Remember, they traveling around with the Messiah, with Christ. He's going from city to city, teaching these things. Who is this stuff for? Who is it for? And if, depending on who it's for, what would you want to do with it if that was, what it was? Who is this stuff for? All right, let's continue on. Verse 18, he said, bring them hither to me. Verse 19, and he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes. And looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake and gave the loaves to his disciples and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat and were filled. And they took up the fragments that remained, 12 baskets full. So he says, after they did all that, remember, it was only 5 loaves and 2 fish. That's only 7 items. Let's say if the basket was so tiny that 1 loaf would fill up the whole basket, or 1 fish would fill up a basket, there's still going to be 5 more baskets. It says there were 12 baskets full of fish and bread. So I want y'all to understand what just took place here. It's what you call a miracle. Yeah, verse 21. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. So not only did he say 5,000 men, but you got women and children. Remember, these women and children, these are huge families. You got families. Each man is going to have a wife or 2 or 3 or 4. And then those wives, guess what? They're going to have many children. So you're going to have, let's say, 3 children each wife, 1 man, 3 wives, 3 children each wife, 9. So it's 9, 10 people a family. So let's just say 5,000 people. Then you multiply that by 10. And y'all get the picture. That's how much food was served to all of those people, which was what, 50,000? Is it 5 times 10? Hopefully I got it right. All right, 5,000 times 10, 50,000 sounds right. If I'm wrong, oh well. Let's continue on though. But they fed all of those people. Verse 22, and straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking unto the sea. Now, look at this. So after he got done, he sent the disciples away. They went off in a boat. Jesus was still on the land chilling. Well, in the middle of the night, they stay out there on the boat. They sleeping. And then now guess what happens? It says the ship was in the midst of the sea. And then the disciples saw Jesus walking on the water. All right. Not walking on the bridge, not floating. He was walking on the water. Verse 26. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit. And they cried out for fear. So they out there. Now they think they see Casper. Ghost. And now they terrified. They are afraid. Verse 27. But Jesus straightway spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer. It is I. Be not afraid. It's me. What y'all tripping for? It's the Messiah, the chosen one, the Son of God. Verse 28. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me to come unto thee. And he said, come. So he's like, hey, if you really are the Messiah, if you really Jesus, then all right, tell me to come to you. Give me a command. Give me an instruction. And Peter was come down out of the ship. He walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? So he said, why did you doubt that I could actually rescue you? Why did you doubt that I could actually, that you actually couldn't walk to me? You was walking towards me, and then you got distracted by everything in life, the cares of this life, the worries of this world. And all of a sudden now you're afraid. Oh no, what's going on? So now what did you do after you got afraid? You started sinking because you took your eyes off me. You no longer followed the direction that I sent you out on. You started thinking of everything that could basically take away your trust in me. That he stopped trusting them. And then that's why he told him, ye of little faith, why did you doubt? Why didn't you believe in me? That's pretty much what he said. And that's something that all men can understand if you have wife or wives, and all mothers and fathers can understand if you have children. Why don't you believe in me? Why don't you trust in what I have? Why don't you think that I have you covered? All right. Verse 32. And they were coming to the ship. The wind ceased. Then they that were in the ship came and worshiped him, saying, of a truth, thou art the Son of God. They said, so, hey, ain't no doubt in my mind, you are God's son. We just saw you walking on water. We saw you tell Peter to come to you on water, and then you rescued him. And then as soon as y'all got in the boat, all the wind and all the scary stuff stopped happening. You know what I'm saying? Verse 34. And they were gone over. They came into the land of Gennesaret. And when the men of that place had knowledge of him, they sent out into all the country round about and brought unto him all that were diseased, and besought him that they might only touch the hem of his garment. And as many as touch were made perfectly whole. So there's like, hey, all we got to do is touch him and we can be healed. We believe in him that much. And this is what we got to understand. If you have that much faith and that much trust in the Messiah, then what you're going to do is you're going to go above and beyond to do the things that would be needed, or, to do the things to show that, hey, I can be rescued if I just do this right here. If I just give him an ounce of faith, you know what I'm saying? That mustard seed, everything's going to be all right. So this was Matthew chapter 14 in the gospel series. I pray y'all was edified. Like I said, it seemed like, everybody was either very silent or not, not interacting today. But hey, we'll see what they do in the future. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how that goes. Or people just really learning and just taking notes and just like, hey, I'm getting it. But again, if there was, people would have said that. So hey, step up your game. Step up y'all's game. Y'all's interaction is trash. So let's get it together. Interaction get better, or note taking get better. And if your note taking gets good, you should have questions and thoughts on what you're learning. But anyways, let's continue on. Hey, like I said, y'all have a great day. I love y'all, Israel. Grace and peace be unto the 12. Shalom.